instead of coffee today, I'm having diet grapefruit pop. Hello, hey, hi guys. Hi Lori, how are you? Thank you for joining me live, lady. We're just going to chit chat for a minute and see if anybody else plans on being live with me today for coffee chat. Well, I could give a little life update. We started seeding on the weekend. I think we are maybe 15% done. I don't think we're at 1,000. No, we're not at 1,000 acres done yet. Hi, Robert. How are you? Hey, guys. It's so great. Oh, yes. I can see comments. I feel like I've won the lottery. Thank you for joining me, guys. All right, quick life update from Oster Farms. We have 3 cows left to calve. They're going to be calving one of these days. And I'm going to guess that we have maybe almost 1,000 acres seeded. Hi, Shauna. So it's been going good. It's interesting this year for seeding. Seed placement we're finding is crucial. So it's dry, like the top part, it's dry. We haven't had moisture or precipitation for probably, Travis said, almost 6 months. I don't know. We did have some snow, but anyway, seed placement is important right now. So we want to put the seed, we don't want to put it too deep, because if it goes too deep, then when it rains, it takes more rain to penetrate the top part of the soil to the seed. So we want to put it as shallow as possible, but we also want it to be in moisture. So it can start to germinate as soon as it warms up. Now, I think we're sitting at about 1 inch right now. And so Jed, my brother-in-law who runs the seeder, he's been going slower, and he has his air turned down low. So then the seeds don't bounce out of the trench, because when they bounce out of the trench, they end up in the top, and then they're in the dust, and then they're not going to germinate until it rains, which we don't really know when that is. So the seeding part of grain farming is actually very important. It's one of the most important things it's one of the things that you actually have control over. Hey, Mom. Robert, you've got 700 acres in. That's awesome. I think we're about there, or 800. Okay. So what I want to chat with you guys about today, and I can see comments, so if you have any questions, you can go ahead and type them in. But what I wanted to chat with you guys about today is, what would you like your life to be like in 5 years? What would you like your life to be like in 5 years? So that is not ever anything I had considered. I didn't even know that I could ask that question. I didn't even know that I could consider that. Like, I never really looked at my future and what it was going to be like until I started taking these Access Consciousness classes. And I'm sure somebody probably said it in one of my first classes back in 2014, but I never really heard it until like later on. And you hear things when you hear things, when you're ready to hear them. So that's why, if you have ever taken a class and you get the audio recording of your classes, when you go back and listen to them again, like 6 months down the road or a year down the road, it's why sometimes you hear like a totally different class, because you are able to hear things or get them in a way that you weren't able to then, because you're different. So what would you like your life to be like? And, it is inviting you to create your future, your life, based on the energy of things. Not on what you know, not on what you have experienced in this lifetime. So oftentimes, so it's really cool. I've actually got, you guys, the daily dose that I'm doing every morning. We run energetic clearings and we have mini class conversations about life. And I have a new gal who's joined the Daily Dose, and she's new to Everything Access. She actually, She has had her bars ran one time, but she's really new. And sometimes when we get into the Daily Dose, I've got a really great group of people, participants, that have been choosing this class or classes like these for a few years now. So when we get a new person, and I often forget, and I'm really grateful she sent me a message and she's like, Catherine, I feel really confused. Can you help me? And I'm like, yeah, confusion is normal, totally normal. If you're taking any Access classes and you feel confused, it's true. It's very confusing because in none of this stuff you can figure out with your brain or your mind. You can't compute it, but it speaks to the energy of things, the energy you're being in your life. Now, when you're asking to change things in your life, whether it's your relationship, your body, you're unemployed, you want to find a job, or you want to start up your business, you're asking to go into a space that you have never experienced before. And your mind, your brain, only knows what you have experienced in this lifetime right up to today. It only knows what you've already experienced. It doesn't know what's beyond that. So that's where you have to start tapping into the energy. Now, before pre-Access, I never took a Reiki class, but I did have a Reiki session and I thought that was really cool. But I wouldn't have called myself an energetic person at all. And probably I would call myself my energy level like a rock. That's how solid I was. I was a rock. I didn't get it, but I did start to play with the tools of light and heavy, and we'll maybe talk a little bit about that again in this chat. So when I started taking these classes, a foundation class, a bars class, they would ask me, one of the tools you learn in the bars class is truth. What will your life be like in 5 years if you choose this? And you're supposed to get a sense of the energy. I couldn't really get it in the beginning. I mean, I kind of knew and I kind of didn't, but I was trying to get it right. I was trying to figure it out with my head. The moment that you give up trying to make sense of it and figuring it out, that's the moment you lose the energy of it. You can't grasp it anymore. Okay? Now, that question of what will your life be like in 5 years if you choose this gets more clear when you start asking the question, what would I like my life to be like? So exciting. What would you like your life to be like in 5 years? So I think I started asking that for sure after we moved here to St. Walburg. So we used to live on our farm in Turtleford. And that was in 2016. So that's about 5 years ago. It'll be almost 5 years that we've been living here. Before that, I think I probably asked it, but I remember sitting here on this deck of this house every single morning asking, what would I like my life to be like in 5 years? What would I like my life to be like? Now, I started getting a sense of that energy. Just the more you ask that question, the more that you will get clear, the more that you will get a sense of the energy that's behind it, okay? So if you ask that question right now, well, what would I like my life to be like in 5 years? And you don't sense anything, that's okay. My challenge to you is to ask that question every morning for 30 days. What would I like my life to be like? Most of us don't even know that we can tap into that energy or ask that question because we think that we're stuck living here as our life is right here, right now. We don't know that we can actually change it. Now, in 5 years, I haven't changed. I've changed a lot, but physically in my life, I haven't changed much. I still live in the same house. I still have the same husband. I have the same children that I had 5 years ago. I have the same horse. The riding arena was also getting built about that time. What would I like my life to be like? Now, when I look at the energies of my life back then, I was still very much feeling in reaction a lot. I was still in reaction a lot to my kids and to my husband. And I was still struggling financially. It was getting better, but it wasn't totally what it could be yet. I knew that. So those were things that were still sticking me back then 5 years ago. And starting to ask this question, what would I like my life to be like? Invites the energy of what you would like to show up. And what I started to notice for myself is I would feel excited and I would feel fun and I would feel lighter and all of this energy. And I could only stay present with that energy for about 30 seconds before it would kind of disappear on me. But every morning I would get up and ask that question. And then I would do an energy pull exercise. Hi, Michelle. Oh, I'm so happy you're joining me live again. So I'd ask that question. You need to listen to this right from the beginning, lady. It's amazing. Anyway, I would ask that question. What would I like my life to be like in 5 years? And I started, in the beginning, I couldn't perceive anything, but eventually I started to sense the energies of joy, happiness, laughter, ease, okay? And then I started doing this energy pull exercise every morning. Because when you're asking to change things in your life, you don't know how to do it with your brain. But energetically, you can start to pull in the change. You can start to pull in the people that are going to contribute to you having that change. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink for a second. So we are going to together do an energy pull exercise right now. It's really fun and easy. It just takes a few minutes. And if you would like some change in your life, you can start listening to this every day. After my coffee chats are done on Facebook, they get put onto SoundCloud and YouTube. And if you go back to a past coffee chat, even with this one, I'll put the links there to YouTube and SoundCloud, and you can, if you want, you can listen to this every day. And I wonder what it'll start to generate for you. Your future, okay? You are starting to energetically create the future. Now, it seems to me that now, what better time than now to start asking for what you would like your future to be like in the world? You know, with COVID and everything going on, there's so many changes. What would you like to see and have as the future in 5 years? Okay? So, let's do the energy pull exercise. So if you close your eyes and take a deep breath in and just get present in your body, feel your feet on the ground, just notice your knees, your thighs, your hips, your seat in your chair, your torso, your shoulders, your elbows, your fingertips, and the top of your head. And the tips of your ears. Now you are going to energetically ask your infinite being, you, the energetic being, to expand out into space, expanding out to take up the space of the room that you're in, and beyond that for your house, and expanding out beyond your house into space. 5 miles above you up into the sky, expanding out 5 miles below you down into the earth. You are energetically expanding out 5 miles all the way around you. And keep going. And know that just by asking your energy to expand, it is. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to do anything. You are building the muscle of being space. So you are energetically expanded. Now, 20 miles above you up into the sky, 20 miles below you down into the earth, 20 miles all the way around you and beyond, expanding out into the infinite space of the infinite being that you truly be. Now, I'm going to ask you to visualize putting a ball of energy in front of you, Sometimes I like to perceive it between my hands like I'm doing right now. This is your life in 5 years. What you would like it to be like. How much money per month would you like to be having show up for you? $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. What would it be like to have, to generate, create, actualize, and have at least $15,000 a month showing up to support you in your life? Now, we're not going to go into the how. We're just asking for that energy, okay? What would you like your relationship, if you have a relationship, or if you don't have one, if you would like one, and if you don't want one, that's okay too, but what would you like your relationship to be like? If you have one, what would you like it to be like? If you would like one, what would you like it to be like? And if you're happy being alone, that's fine. What would you like your relationship with yourself to be like, with your body? Where would you like to live? And it could be in the same place, but what would you like to change about that? Could your house, if you made some changes to it, contribute to you even greater? And if you own your own business, again, what would you like it to be like? What are the things that are hard or sticky for you in your business? Where would you like more ease? So you're going to ask for all those things, and you're going to put them in this energy ball right here. And you can imagine whatever color you want it to be. And you're going to expand out again even further. And now you're going to pull energy from the whole universe through this energy ball in front of you, into the front of your body, through your body, out the back of you, and around. And know that just by asking the energy to pull into you from the whole universe, it is. Pulling energy from the whole universe through this energy ball of what you would like your life to be like in 5 years, into the front of your body, through your body, out the back of you, and around. Now, I'm just going to tell you what I notice is my fingers start to get all nice and tingly. And sometimes I get goosebumps in my body, and sometimes I don't. There's no right or wrong. In the beginning, I never noticed anything, but I knew that by asking the energy to pull, it would. So you are asking the whole universe to contribute to you living the life and having the life that you would like in 5 years. Energetically pulling that in, all of those things, through the energy ball, into the front of your body, through your body, out the back of you, and around. And lower any energetic barriers that you have up to receiving more energy. Barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. In all layers, levels, lifetime, spaces, dimensions, realities, universes, barriers down. And asking the energy to flow stronger, greater, through this energy ball, into the front of your body, through your body, out the back of you, and around. And just take another deep breath in and allow your body to relax. And as you relax, you will receive more energy. And you're going to let little trickles of energy back out with the message. I am ready to receive you now. Follow the energy to me now. Show me what it would be like to have this life in 5 years now. And all the people, places, things, events that are desiring and asking to contribute to you having this, tell them now is the time. Energetically tug them in. Energetically pull their strings so they will show up. Whether it's however they can show up for you. Energetically start leaving a trail, following a trail. I'm ready for you now. Follow the energy to me now. I will have this life and living now. And let's ask this energy pull to keep running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we'll be continuously pulling in all the people, places, things, and events that can contribute to you having the life that you would like to have, as if by magic. So, if you would like to take on the challenge of energetically creating your life, you could totally listen to this audio again and start asking the question, what would I like my life to be like in 5 years? All right. Thanks for showing up. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye for now.